Okay, so that wasn't exactly the way the Knicks drew it up. In their first second-round playoff game since 2000, the home team could not deliver, losing Game 1 and home court advantage to the Pacers. So to break it all down, ESPN New York's Ian Begley joins us in the Sports Spotlight tonight. Ian, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Laura.
All right, you were out there at the Garden today. How surprised were you by this outcome?
I was surprised by what I heard after the game. You know, we heard guys use the word outworked, out-hustled several times, and to me, that's a pretty damning indictment for a veteran team playing for the first time in the second round for 13 years. You're going to come out and let a team out-hustle you, get to more loose balls than you. I just didn't understand how the Knicks didn't have the energy that the Pacers had throughout the game on Sunday.
So what do you think that is? Is that a head coach? Is that a player needs to deal with it on his own? I mean, both of these teams wrapped up on Friday night. Both of them are tired. They haven't had time. So you can't really say that that's on the Knicks because the Pacers were the same way.
Exactly. I think it's a combination. Yes, Mike Woodson has to have his guys prepared. That falls on the coach's shoulders. But look at this team. This is a veteran team. You're not dealing with a bunch of guys who are in their second and third years in the league. You're dealing with guys who have won titles before, who have made deep playoff runs. So they should know what it takes to take it up to a playoff level intensity. They shouldn't need to be told by a coach what to do going into a game.
Maybe this is a wake-up call. I mean, we will
Certainly
find out that. You do have to worry, though, what's going on with Carmelo Anthony? I mean, he did have 27 points today, but 10 of 28 from the field, and this is now, what, his fourth straight game that he struggled?
Yes.
What's going on?
The shot has been off for a while. He's actually 35 for 110 in his last 4 games. That's not pretty. That's good if you're playing baseball, not basketball.
No, yeah, exactly. You'll go to the Hall of Fame with that in baseball. Is it his shoulder? I mean, we did see back in Game 5 against Boston, Kevin Garnett really kind of messed up the shoulder a little bit, but he says it's not an issue. Do you think it's that simple?
No, I think it is bothering him. I think he doesn't want to use that as an excuse, even though he says that he's in pain every time we ask him about it. Today he said, listen, I'm going to stop talking about the shoulder. I don't want to use that as an excuse, but it has to affect your shot because he's in a severe amount of pain. But then again, Laura, as you pointed out earlier, he also didn't shoot it well the game before the shoulder injury.
Game 4.
Yeah, so you wonder if his shot is just off and if he's just out of rhythm at this point. And if that's the case, the Knicks are in big trouble.
Well, the scary part about that is not only is he off a little bit, so is J.R. Smith. 4 of 15 today. When the two of them are both struggling, I got to believe this team can't win.
I agree with you. I mean, JR today, 4 for 15, he did not have it again. The rhythm just wasn't there. And, you know, he struggled since he got suspended after hitting Jason Terry with that elbow in Game 3. Now, Game 6 against Boston, both of those guys didn't shoot it well, but Carmelo Anthony was used as more of a decoy. And other guys stepped up and scored points. Iman Shumpert, Ray Felton, Pablo Prigioni. And that was a winning formula. I wonder if the Knicks have to get back to that with both JR and Carmelo struggling from the floor.
Now, what do you think it is about the Pacers that are making them a challenge? You were the one, you just said, out-hustled. That's what these guys were saying. I mean, they play a very physical brand of basketball. They're all about defense. I thought the Knicks were all about defense, too. But what is it that is making the Pacers a tough matchup for these guys?
They're so long at every position. So you look at their backcourt, you know, George Hill, Lance Stevenson, 2 lengthy players, 2 guys who are going to make it tough on the opposition to penetrate in the paint. Then you have that front line, Paul George, Roy Hibbert, David West. It's just a difficult matchup for any team in the East, let alone a team that likes to play small like the Knicks do. It looks like the Pacers are going to dictate the Knicks playing a bigger lineup that they would like to as this series goes forward.
Who do you zone in right now with Game 2 coming up on Tuesday? Which one of the Knicks needs to step up the most right now to help this team?
I mean, it's obvious. I think Carmelo Anthony has to get his shot going because, as we both know, the Knicks are only going to go as far as Carmelo Anthony takes them. They can't afford to suffer through many more 10 for 28 nights from their superstar. They need him to start shooting the ball more efficiently. They need him to get to the free throw line. Now, I thought he got to the basket several occasions today. He just didn't get a call. I think if he continues to be aggressive, that would behoove the Knicks. It would start to get the offense going a little bit.
All right, you mentioned they might need to get a little bit bigger as the series goes on. Well, Amari Stoudemire, big guy, might be coming back. Game 3, we're hearing, could be the soonest he would return. He's been out for a while, and this team's kind of found a rhythm. What do you think will happen if Stat comes back in the lineup?
Well, here's the thing. I think it's on Mike Woodson to use him properly because if you take the name Amari Stoudemire out of the equation, You're dealing with a guy who's 6'11", who's a good rebounder. He should be able to help you against this Pacers team, which is the top rebounding team in the NBA. You need size. Amari Stoudemire has size. But there's the other issue of how does he fit in? Because you remember in January when he first came back, he didn't have his rhythm. He struggled for 6, 7, 8 games before he really got it going. And the Knicks can't afford to have a player out there trying to get his rhythm back in games they need to win.
All right, game 2, they still have one more game at home they need to get. You can't lose this. This is must win, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Kenyon Martin said it after the game. We cannot go down 2-0 going to their house. The Pacers play extremely well in Indiana. I mean, it's almost a sentence for the end of your season if you lose this game on Tuesday.
Now, despite this, though, is this still the Knicks series to lose?
I think so. I mean, if you look at it, if they split at home, if they split in Indy, they have home court advantage again. So if things play out that way, it is their series to lose, and I can see that happening.
All right. It's going to be an interesting couple of days now as we wait for Game 2. Ian Begley, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Laura.
All right. Game 2 is coming up Tuesday night at the Garden. Will the Knicks be able to split this series? We shall see. For now, we'll send it back to you.